Hi everyone, welcome back to our second episode of Resilient Women Wednesday Quadcast. Today I have here with me my favorite set of beautiful twins, Ashley and Nikki. If you don't know who I am already, my name is Tammy. I am a C4, C5 quadriplegic. I was injured in a car accident when I was 17. A driver cut off our car, which caused my driver to panic and swerve, and the car flipped. The impact was heavily on my side, and I was caught under it, and it shattered my C4, C5 vertebrae. Now that I thoroughly introduced myself, I'm so excited for you to meet these two girls. Ashley, would you like to introduce yourself and tell them a little about your story?
Hi, I'm Ashley. I am a C4 quad, complete they say. And I was injured in a car accident in March of 2019 with my sister.
So then I am a T6 paraplegic in a car accident. Yeah, she said that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and you guys had mentioned that in March it'll be 2 years.
Yes.
Right. All right. So I guess now that we've gotten our introduction over with, I'd love to start with the questions. One of it I think would be really, reliable to all of us is body dysmorphia. I was wondering, how has paralysis affected your body physically, and how has it changed your physical appearance? Ashley, would you like to go first?
Gosh, hard question.
You can boil it down however you would like.
I wouldn't say that I have like body dysmorphia. Maybe I do. I don't know. But it's definitely been a journey to like self-love.
Yeah.
Like, learning to love.
Yeah.
Your body again.
Yeah. Due to overall, right? Not just paralysis, but the change of lifestyle. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if you were like me, where I was already kind of struggling to love myself before paralysis, and that kind of threw me into another, black hole when I became paralyzed. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it was like, it's like the scars too.
Yeah. Like physical scars?
Yeah, like the physical scars.
Oh, yeah.
The longest, I never even wanted to take pictures, like showing my,
Oh, yeah.
It's not the longest, because it's only been not even 2 years.
Yeah.
But I never even wanted to show, like, the tree scar.
Yeah. I think
now I take pictures, and I show it, and I don't care.
Yay, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, I think a lot of quads are most self-conscious about that. So you're not alone. Don't worry, your face, there's a lot to look at. Don't worry about those. Those are minimal.
Thank you.
Okay, Nikki?
Yeah, what about you?
How about you, Nikki?
What's the question? Like the body?
Oh, I'm so sorry. How has paralysis affected your body physically, and how has it changed your physical appearance? Or you feel, so for some people, for example, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess for me, it's like, I feel like I've always been like confident, and after the accident, it was weird because I lost like a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Not a lot of weight, but like a good amount. Like it showed, like when you know your own body and you know like how you look.
Yeah.
And that was definitely weird. It was like I still I was happy that I've always been like a confident person.
Yeah.
That it, as much as looking in the mirror, it did look different because obviously you're looking at someone skinnier, someone in a chair now, always sitting. It's different.
Yeah. I mean.
But I think you just learn to love yourself again. At least I did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you became really confident.
Yeah.
I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself really. No.
You both are. It's very admirable, honestly. I can understand that side of things where like one hand, when I got injured, on one hand, I was like relieved that I like lost weight, but I was not happy that my legs looked so skinny, you know, because of atrophy. And it made me like insecure about that too. So, you know, you gain one thing and then I feel like you lose another. But I've learned that like your physical appearance just isn't everything, you know.
No, and I think a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on physical, and like at the end of the day, we all age and we all change, and anything can change in an instant.
And beauty is subjective.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks something is beautiful that's different.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of emphasis on like body image, you know, or just physical appearance, which is why I wanted to talk about this, because I think as women we feel obligated to be fixated on our looks or our physical appearance, let alone our physical like abilities, right? So I guess that leads us to our next question. It's similar. Do you struggle with any form of body dysmorphia after sustaining a spinal cord injury? Like, for example, I struggle to look in a mirror without picking myself apart sometimes. And I have to catch myself, you know, like, oh, do I have a quad belly? Do I look frumpy? Things like that. Ashley?
I would say for me, I don't know if I have body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Per se, but I definitely do have like insecurities. Like, won't want to look in the mirror. Like I'll go a couple days without looking in the mirror.
Oh, okay. Is there like?
I try to make it a point. We have this big mirror in our dining room. I do try to make it a point to like at least like check myself out in the mirror. I've been getting ready for the day.
That's good. You know, there's always practices to kind of desensitize yourself from these like, you know, either insecurities or just negative thoughts, you know. And that's good. That means you're like being very proactive about how you view yourself, you know.
Yeah, definitely trying to work on the self-love journey.
That's good. Like you said, it's definitely a journey, you know, a process. Okay. How about you, Nikki?
Yeah, I don't think I've suffered like with body dysmorphia, but like just the insecurity of like the fact, because I'm like maybe not a higher level para, but like it's like right in the middle kind of. So like I can't squeeze in my core muscles like I used to, and that's sometimes like weird. Like I'll look in the mirror and be like, if only I could squeeze that in. But then it's like, why? Because everyone has this stuff. Like, so I got myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it really helps just to like
stop caring about the unrealistic beauty standards.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes. It is true. Clap. It is true. You guys make such a good point, because I do think back, I'm almost like, oh man, I can't suck it in anymore, you know, like it's just rolls. But I mean, it's not rolls though. It's just I have zero control, like muscular control in that area, you know, and like I always judge. I don't know if you have this issue, but I judge myself off of that midsection. If I notice that it's bloated or supposedly getting bigger in my mind, I feel like I need to work out or eat better, you know, and it's kind of sick, you know, and it's just so unhealthy. And I'm glad you guys can relate and be honest about it too, because I know there's so many other people out there who are living with a spinal cord injury and, you know, are insecure about that area.
Yeah.
I think it's hard, and Ashley always needs that stuff. Like unrealistic beauty standards, but it's true.
Yeah. So I think it's cool because for us to talk about these things, because in a sense we are rewriting, you know, our own standards of beauty, and we're just kind of venturing off our own route, you know. It's uncomfortable in the beginning or during the process, but it's just, I feel like it's making us more confident and stronger. So thank you for sharing that with me. So next question is, how do you work on being kind and accepting towards yourself when you catch yourself pick yourself apart? Ashley?
Could you, for
Yeah.
me, it's really honestly just, I guess, training your mind to like not really dwell on like the negative thoughts that you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's hard because it's like you do have good days and you have bad days.
Yeah.
But you just have to remember that on the bad days, it's just a bad day, not a bad life.
Exactly. That's a really good point. I think that's called mindfulness. Like you're being aware of your train of thought, and there's a
And that's just something I started like recently doing because I mean I was always like into like making sure that like happiness was something that you felt regardless of like what situation you were in.
yeah.
And then after my accident, you know, I was really sad for a long time, and I didn't understand why this happened to me.
Yeah.
And then I really got into making sure like not to get so negative and
Yeah.
on the situation because there are still positives to
Yeah.
this disabled life.
Yeah. It's just like the journey of processing things and
Yeah.
I think like I've learned that I became more happy was when I stopped searching for happiness, and like we look for feelings and moments of happiness, but I think happiness came when I learned to accept things, when you're more open to it, and whether you don't like it or not, you're just open to the fact that this is reality right now and it's life, you know and just in that moment,
Yeah.
it's all you can do, so yeah, that's beautiful. I'm really glad you can catch yourself, and you've brought yourself to a place where you're healing, and I know it's a journey, so kudos to you. Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna get through.
Yeah. I mean, as long as we all can like support each other, and I think that's why we're here once again, So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that with me.
Meeting people in the community that are like
Yeah.
going through something similar like you
Yeah.
helps a lot.
It's comforting and validating, right? When you realize you're not alone.
Yeah.
Because this injury, like we once last talked about, like it can really feel isolating because not many people, break their neck,
Yeah.
So I'm really glad you girls can be on here.
Right?
Okay, thank you, Ashley. How about you, Nikki? How do you work on being kind and accepting towards yourself when you catch yourself pick yourself apart?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think for me, it's also just like kind of what Ashley said, but then also like just realizing that like you're here and you're alive,
Yeah.
and sometimes too because I was injured with my sister, it's like just be happy that like we're both here. Like sometimes that kind of pulls me out, like
Oh, yeah.
on another way, like one of us could have been here,
Yeah.
or both of us could have been gone, and
Yeah.
that would have been hard
Yeah.
regardless, right?
Yeah. That's a really good one. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if it's considered toxic positivity, but I think I use that technique too, where things can always be worse. I realize someone either always has it better than me, or someone either has it worse. So it's just I can only appreciate what I have in this moment. And yeah, you made a good point. I'm just so glad you both are here, and we're able to congregate here and talk about our feelings.
Yeah.
Like count our blessings.
Yeah. And it doesn't invalidate any other difficult feelings you are going through, either difficult feelings or experiences, It's you're very entitled to feel that way, but we can always catch ourselves by counting our blessings. Yep, you're very right.
Like allowing ourselves to have those bad moments,
Yeah.
but not letting it like consume us.
Yeah, exactly. And
Because this life is hard.
it is.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So I think it's just allowing like allowing myself to be upset like when certain things that are out of my control happen, but also not letting it like control me for the whole day.
Exactly. Yeah. I used to have the tendency to harp on things when it didn't work out or someone didn't show up for me, and I realized I life felt a little easier when I try to let go of control and expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Same.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, oops. I forgot to. Let me turn on the. Oh, okay. So personal fears. Oops, sorry. Let me close something real quick. Oh crap. Okay. As for personal fears, um, what are some personal fears that hold you back or causes you to stress about? Whether it's like your disability, your health, future, and career.
Like personal fears.
Yeah, about like living with a disability or the health side of living with a disability in the future, or like sustaining a career and independent living, caregivers, things like that. What are some of your fears?
Do you want to start there? You start there. You go. You've been still in the show.
I've been still in the show. I can't stand you. But I guess a lot of fears of being real.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like, when you're a quad, I'm a quad.
Yeah.
Quad for the squad. And you need a lot of help. You kind of lose a little bit of your independence.
Yeah. Stressful.
And so that scares me because I'm always going to have to rely on people, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I try to get out of that mindset and think,
Yeah.
hopefully there is always people that are willing to help.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I hope
like my biggest fear.
Oh, it was like having care around kids in the future. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's I think that's all of our like quads or even pairs. The stress of maintaining care, consistent care. Like caregiver, that's our independence and just kind of our livelihood in order to live an independent life, right? But I hope I guess from what I've learned, 12, almost 13 years deep of having a spinal cord injury, is that you're very capable of being in control of your life, even if like it's not, if you can't do it physically. You're very capable of looking for care, hiring, and directing people and just being accountable for yourself. Like I know you have it within you and you guys are doing it, and that fear is always in the back of everyone's mind, but I'm glad you don't let it hold you back, and I hope you know that where there's a will there is a way.
I hope so.
Yeah. Don't worry, you have Nikki around too. You guys have each other. Okay.
I got you.
Yeah. How about you, Nikki? What are some of your personal fears that holds you back or causes you to stress about? Whether it's your disability, health, future, career. What do you stress about while living with paralysis?
I think for me, it's like, I guess sometimes I feel like as much as like we can be like independent, at the end of the day, independence will never look the same for anyone who's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Sometimes for me that like kind of stings because even like just thinking about going places, as a paralyzed person, you can never just go places. You have to call beforehand.
Yeah.
Make sure there's room. And it's like when I say like I'll never have that independence back, it's like I'll never have that independence.
Yeah, like physical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I could be as independent as I possibly can be, but
yeah.
The truth is it will never look the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always like curious what you know, like I told you, I'm always curious what it looks like for a para, because the more you can do, the stakes are higher of what you long for, right? Like for me, I just wish I had my arms, but you have your arms. So for you, it's like I wish I still had my like legs, you know, if I could utilize it the way I used to. So that's very interesting. That's, you know, it gives me a perspective into a para's life. But I think we living with a spinal cord injury, we have to kind of rewrite our idea and or the ideologies of independence and physical abilities, you know, because we were born a certain way and it's all we knew, both working arms and both working legs, right?
You're working core.
Yeah.
Like working everything. And then just working TMI, bowel and bladder. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And everything just changes.
Yeah.
It's to relearn.
Yeah. It's like us being babies and having to learn again.
Yeah, and even just the fear of like the more medical concerns that someone with paralysis has, like the pressure sores. You didn't really have to think about that when you were able-bodied.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have to think of every surface you sat on.
Yeah.
Now you really have to think about that and how long you do it. And it's, you live kind of, I guess sometimes it's just like living a little bit in fear that like, oh, this could happen.
Yeah. There's always something fear-based.
Out of your control. Huh? Sorry.
Oh no, I just said there's always something fear-based in the back of our mind, huh?
Yeah.
To look out for.
Because I think too, I don't know, like, so me and Ash are only, what, 2 years, I'm not gonna be 2 years, like, year longer.
Yeah.
But I always think about, like, I'm gonna worry about this probably until it happens, and then I'm gonna be freaking out, and then I'm gonna have to worry about it again after.
Yeah. I mean,
like, it's a constant worry.
Do you have pressure sore issues as a para? No?
Thankfully, I haven't had any.
How about you, Ash?
Yeah, I haven't had any either, thankfully.
Yeah.
But it's a fear.
But it's a fear for sure.
Yeah. What kind of cushions do you both use?
I use a
Roku. I don't know what mine is.
A Roho.
Roho. Same.
Roho cushion.
Yeah. How about you, Nikki?
I really don't know. Mine, I'd have to double check. I'm not too sure of it, but it's like square. Loop. It's interesting.
Yeah, I have a Roho as well. And for me, Ash, I wish I had a picture, but my OT stuck a very thin foam under my Roho so that if there's not enough air, you don't ever bottom out and hit pan. So there's always something gel. It's under my Roho cushion. I'll send you a picture so that you can ask your OT about it. And yeah, I mean, also like if I ever transfer off of my my wheelchair, I have an orthopedic gel cushion which protects your bottom. It's very thin, but it's just extra safety if you're ever out of your wheelchair.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a picture. It's just an orthopedic gel cushion. Yeah. Okay, so next question is, what are some fears that you've conquered and realized that aren't so bad since you've been injured? Ash?
Some fears that you conquered.
You must have conquered, you know, a lot.
I mean, I guess mine was like transferring on my own.
Yeah.
I was so scared.
Yeah.
At first.
Something as simple as like being out in public, you know?
Yeah, that was one of mine.
Yeah.
It still is. So something that's like. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never really before my accident. I never really liked being on a bus.
Oh.
So never like being on a bus.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because it's true. She like hates being out in public.
So now I just really don't like being out in public.
Oh. I mean,
I'm just a homebody now.
yeah. But is it still as like fearful when you're out in public now? Based on since you've been injured?
Not really like fearful. More just like kind of like annoying when people are staring at me.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
But then I try to be funny about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's valid for you to feel uncomfortable. Some people just don't have the filter of how it's not polite to stare, you know?
Yeah.
And we talk about this all the time, the what happens to you question, it's just, there's a place and time for things, you know? Um, and what ways have you worked through that? Like the what happened to you question?
No, honestly, just letting people it's none of their business.
Good. Some people need that reality check. They need to get checked. Good for you.
Do you get asked a lot though? I honestly feel like I don't get asked all too much.
Oh.
Personally, thankfully. Do you?
I have, like, before. Not in a minute, but
Yeah, probably not with COVID around, huh?
that was annoying.
Was it more in person or was it like online?
It was online.
Oh, what the
Probably
heck?
debunked.
Yeah.
But still,
That's good. I'm happy you can stand your ground because it really isn't their business, right?
yeah.
It's such a personal and triggering question too.
Or, like, what's wrong with you?
Like, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good for you, Ash. I'm glad you can stand your ground. And hopefully this can give people, help them learn a thing or two about having more mindfulness about when and where they ask people these questions. It's very personal.
Yeah.
Okay, for you, Nikki, what are your fears that you've conquered and realized that aren't so bad since you've been injured?
I guess, like I said, I think for me, transferring was like a fear of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
I always say I was like tore from the floor up
Yeah.
because I broke so many bones besides like my spine,
Oh,
like ribs, my sternum.
yeah.
And so every time I would move, it was like the pain was so bad. And I'd always felt like I was going to fall. Like,
Yeah.
I would be wobbly. So that was like my huge fear. But then after like building up like strength, it's not as scary, but even still to this day, sometimes I'm scared right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to transfer, it's scary.
Oh.
I
So,
don't know, it's just,
outside of
I'm
your
scared of
spine, how many ribs did you break outside of your spine?
I think I broke like 10
Oh, wow.
ribs. And they're all on my right side.
Oh, wow. How has the residual, like, healing, like the pain and the healing process been for you? Like, what did you struggle with?
For me, I think it's always been, it still is pain. Like,
Yeah.
I have a high pain tolerance, but this pain kills me sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm like, what's going on? Because
Yeah.
I know ribs take a long time to heal.
Well, you made a doctor
And-
appointment for it.
Yeah, and I'm actually working with doctors right now because I'm trying to figure out, like, when is it going to stop? Or is it
Yeah.
ever going to stop? Because
Yeah.
sometimes will just, for the ribs especially, will just come out of nowhere like someone's, like, stabbing me sometimes.
Oh.
Like, it hurts.
Yeah.
And then too, I don't know if that's like connection with everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just really hurts. And then as a parent, like always pushing myself, sometimes I do have a lot of like shoulder pain.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think a lot of us, I don't know if you feel this way, but I've always said, like, being in the wheelchair, I don't mind, but I think it's the residual, like, physical pain that comes with living with paralysis. It's just so intolerable some days, That's what makes me feel like I can't do it sometimes,
yeah,
Do you guys
and
feel that way?
it can really put a damper on your day. If you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
with much pain,
You
you're
really
like,
need to listen to your body.
Yeah.
Me and Ashley have learned like we'll go out and
Yeah.
about and ignore the fact that we were both in pain, and then
Yeah.
regret it for the next few days.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been like, damn, sometimes you have to cancel things because actually we're not feeling it today. Like, it's not.
Yeah. And I hate, like, having big events. Like, for my sister's wedding, I was just praying that, like, I didn't have a nerve pain day. And I had the worst that day. Maybe it was stress, But it's
Yeah.
little things like that. Don't you feel like you have to be stressed about or, take into consideration how it can affect outings and life and just events, huh?
Yeah, how can it affect your future outings if you ignore it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lot to think about, and I think a lot of people don't think about that when they're injured. They just look at you and you're like in the chair, and they don't think
Yeah.
about anything else, all those secondary conditions that.
Yeah, the invisible side of like having paralysis, right?
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I would have never known.
Yeah. Prior
That's
to
because
being
they don't
injured.
teach that in schools. You don't
Yeah.
learn that when you're young.
Yep. Prior to like your girl's injury, don't you feel like when you saw someone in a wheelchair, it's just, oh, someone's in a wheelchair, they can't walk, right? But you just never think about the struggles that they're going through, or like the invisible side of paralysis, or being like in a wheelchair, you know,
Yeah,
in
I just
pain.
feel like they're human too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going through things. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I go into the next section, don't you feel, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I used to sit at the bus stop and see people use the ramp and get lifted into the bus. And I remember not being able to believe that this was like my reality now, and needing, you know, that lift in order to get inside the bus. Have you guys ever taken like public transportation and experience having to use the lift?
Yeah. I don't think we've had like a lift here in Chicago. It's like they have
Oh yeah, I
The-
forget. With the
like
ramp.
ramps.
a ramp.
Yeah. Okay.
That comes
Yeah,
off the
that
bus,
comes-
like it.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I guess that was just me.
But it is different because like in Chicago, in the trains, they'll have like a gap,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and you have to tell whoever's working to get like a ramp, and of course it's like a whole scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
to come. There was one time we tried to get on when it was really crowded, and the lady yelled like, what did she say? Like handicap priority,
Yeah.
because like basically kicking people off the bus.
Yeah. It's so
The
uncomfortable.
It's weird. It's a different experience because I used to take the train all the time.
Yeah.
So it was weird.
Yeah.
Like I was
Get
in
off at
public
every
transportation. You can't get off at every stop because it doesn't have an elevator.
Yeah.
So a lot of Chicago's either underground or like above ground.
Oh wow.
You need an elevator to go to like the city part, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird because we can't get off at every stop. You have to think about your route.
Yeah.
So
Do you have like car companies where you can call prior as well? You know, like public transportation, but like vans and stuff. Almost like a
We-
taxi or Uber.
we do, but I've done Uber, and Uber sometimes will take an hour or two. This taxi system we have will take an hour or two. Even if you say a time you need them, they'll still be late.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hmm.
It's a little frustrating. That's when we kind of be like, thankfully we have Chicago has great public transportation
Yeah.
that we can just go like to the train or to the bus. Like literally there's a
Oh.
bus stop right by our block that's everywhere in Chicago. So I feel like that makes it easier than to always want to go out. But just because Chicago's weather is horrible, like it's snowing right now,
Yeah.
we wouldn't leave
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we wouldn't want to roll to the train or the bus.
Yeah. It's so unfortunate that weather in different areas, you know, really affects our injury as well, and our freedom and independence, you know. I'm sure right now you guys are kind of snowed in, right? And COVID as well. So
Yeah.
you guys are more caught inside of the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are, because our wheels will get stuck or we're
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or be sliding all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I guess right now it's just important that you girls are, you know, safe, along with COVID. Okay, so to the next question. Do you have any personal goals as to how you would like to face your fears to further grow as a person? Any fears that you want to conquer and, you know, grow from? Yeah, Ashley?
2021, maybe. I guess some fears I want to conquer would be more so like, I guess, getting more like independent. maybe definitely want to learn to like transfer more
Yeah.
independently and
I can totally see you doing. You guys, Ashley is a C4, but she can lean forward and push herself back up and like weight shift herself. And if you guys aren't following her yet, you should see how well she dances. Like as a C4, she puts her arms above her head. It's so crazy. You guys need to follow her. So I'm telling you, I feel like you have such like a bright future in front of you. You know, don't. I don't feel like you've given up on yourself, but don't give up on yourself. Like I can just, I'm so envious as a C4 C5 quad. You know.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard for us to see ourselves a certain way, you know, so that's why I'm here to reflect those things for you. You know?
You got cheesy.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else that you want to like conquer?
I guess just like get like more independent, like the little things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the little.
And just like, eating on my own.
Yeah.
More so. Like I do most of that on my own, but like
foods.
More foods.
Be more adventurous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the little things.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to have goals, you know, and trust me, when you're ready, you'll know. I didn't eat by myself for 4 years. You know, one day I got tired of waiting for people, and ever since, you know, unfortunately for my hand, it's a lot weaker than others, so I can only use plastic utensils, and I hate that I'm adding to the world's issues, you know, but it's the only thing that will work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't worry, don't rush yourself. When you're ready, you know, you'll be ready, and if you need any help, let me know.
Yeah.
Before we go on to Nikki, I forgot, there's someone saying, hello ladies, hope you're doing well. Someone says strong ASL about Ashley. I don't know what ASL means, but someone else said, his name is Terrence Nunnally, that says strong ASL. And Lil Money What said, Ashley's TikTok cracks me up. Yes, it does. It's hilarious. You guys need to follow this girl. Okay.
What better be?
And then, so Nikki, what, do you have any personal goals as to how you would like to face your fears or to further grow as a person?
I don't know. I think just I want to get stronger. It's been a goal. Low key, I always wanted big arms, so this accident just makes me want them bigger.
Yeah. Oh, all that pushing.
Or like toned.
I like your arms. I feel like they are toned.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're really nice. Oh, lots of protein powder.
Yes.
Right?
So just getting like strong.
Just getting stronger. I guess conquering like my what's it called? My transferring fears.
Yeah. That's good.
Because that still makes me nervous inside.
Oh, how often?
COVID ever ends, you get to explore the real world.
Yeah, hopefully if COVID ever gets over, me and Ashley can try to explore the real world in our chairs because we didn't really get much of that.
Yeah, you will. You will. I know, like, COVID totally put a dampen on things, you know? But I'm just so excited for your girl's future. Like, it's such a unique situation. And you both have a really good head on your shoulders. And I love your support for each other. You know, I wish... You know, I don't wish my sister was in a wheelchair, but like, it would be like unique, you know, and I would feel less alone in the situation.
I'd be like your best friend with you all the time.
Yeah. So before we head over to the next topic, Terrence Nunnally asked, did you guys go to the gym?
Oh, like, did we go before?
Yeah, probably like therapy.
Oh, yeah, we went to therapy
for about all of 2019, basically, after we got injured. But then COVID happened and haven't been able to go since.
Yeah, I think everyone's like that.
Yeah.
But do you guys, when do you plan on going back?
I don't know.
So
I just want to see how everything goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
don't want to catch that.
I think our safety and our health is really important right now. So, it's not that your strength is getting put on a back burner, but I think it's more important. I would rather you wait than to catch something.
That's us too. Like Ashley also has asthma.
Yeah.
I say that.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
Not
terrifying.
something that like really want to because I was going to therapy in March, like right before Corona, and then that's when like the whole city heard about it.
Yeah,
So I called them and canceled all my other appointments
yeah,
until June, and then they called me in June, and I was like, no, I don't think it's safe still.
yeah. As you guys know, but our viewers don't know, I did catch COVID, and as someone who has like lesser endurance and strength, it did like rock the crap out of me. It makes you so fatigued. So I would hate for you girls to catch it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you guys haven't so far.
Scary.
Yeah. Okay. So our next topic is mental health, and I think this is so important. And it needs to be talked about more. Do you battle or struggle with depression or anxiety, Ashley?
I would say definitely now struggle with anxiety, especially when it comes to like going out in public or just being around people in general scares me low key.
Yeah.
Because I always just when I feel more like defenseless now, and
Oh,
I get
that's how I
paranoid.
feel.
It's scary out there.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I ever felt like depressed after my accident, because I've dealt with like depression like in my like the past, way back when.
Yeah.
And I definitely like remember feeling like sad about my injury and like what had happened. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
very normal.
And then like the body thing that we talked about and stuff like that. It was hard to get through, but also
Yeah.
it's a self-love journey. I realized I was gonna have bad days and good days.
What do you feel like was like most hard to get through while dealing with depression?
I would say like post injury would
Yeah.
be like internalized ableism
Yeah.
and
Those stick
how
with us.
society isn't really set up for us. That
Yeah.
kind of it gets on my nerves sometimes, but it also makes you want to advocate for the community and make like a change.
And you do. I think you do such a beautiful job of like being so real and raw about like how this world is just not fit or accommodating for us. Who utilizes a wheelchair, and you're definitely educating the world. And I told you, you're educating me as well.
Thank you.
So thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for thank you for being honest and vulnerable about your struggle with either depression or anxiety, because it's such a stigma, about depression or anxiety, and I think it's a very humanistic thing. So, thank you for sharing that. How about you, Nikki? Do you struggle with depression or anxiety?
I wouldn't say so much. I wouldn't say depression, but sometimes I do get anxiety, like Ashley said, like leaving the house. But like it's not crazy, and there's like things that I know I can do to make me like a little more calm, like before going out to the real world, or even honestly sometimes even having people over makes me a little anxious.
Why so?
I think it's just like how, because like we're still so freshly injured, and I think sometimes people we haven't seen in a while, or like seeing just like friends, you can tell like the different interactions.
Yeah.
Like the relationships change.
Yeah, like relationships change, or like at least I feel like I can't relate to like my able-bodied friends anymore. Like they might be talking about something or complaining about something, and to me it's like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know
And
that. Yeah.
that whole, like, just that interaction gives me anxiety sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
it makes me not want to see anyone.
And it's hard to even openly admit that to people. You know, it's so raw and vulnerable. You know,
Yeah.
and like,
You're getting deep. I got deep. I didn't expect.
yeah. Well, that's why we're here. You know, it's hard. These are things that I want people to talk about. You know, I don't want them to kind of sit with this kind of pain because I feel like talking about it really does heal you. You know, when you can finally admit to those things. You know, and yeah.
What I think too is like really important. Sorry.
No, go
Is
ahead.
like being able, like, I found, because me and Ash were injured in 2019 and then 2020 is the pandemic, we kind of been stuck in the house.
Yeah.
Just because, like, life and then all the life, the world's events. And I think it's just, like, been a good time to, like, reflect. Mm-hmm. And at least I'm able to know that it's why it's hard for me to be around people. Because I could just be like, I have anxiety when I get around people and not even know why. Like, I feel like it's good for people, at least when they get newly injured, to sort through those feelings that they're feeling.
Yeah.
To figure out what the bottom line is. Because
to really feel them.
Yeah, because like Ashley talked about internalized ableism. She didn't even know what that was before we got hurt.
Yeah.
But she found that word and she was able to sort through her feelings. Like,
yeah.
What she was dealing with. And that's the same for me with... Because I've never dealt with mental health. I feel like before my accident, I was kind of like I was like ignorant to it, for lack of a better word. And it's been hard. Like, times I'm like, I don't want to admit that I get anxious, but the truth is I do. But at least I'm able to recognize why.
Yeah, exactly. Awareness, mindfulness, and I hope you know that it's a very humanistic, like, emotion or like type of feelings, you know. And even, I don't know if you're like this, but I get anxious in crowds, you know. Mm-hmm. If there's like more than like a few people, I'm just not used to it. I get overwhelmed. Are you both like that?
Have you really been in a crowd?
Yeah.
Like, we went to the Vegan Fest when we first got injured. We went to some festivals because Chicago has a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
The first summer we got injured because this summer there was no festivals because of Corona. Mm-hmm. But we went to a couple festivals. I didn't feel too
bag of candy
weird. People were looking at us, but remember I got cute and I was like, if they look at me, they look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more just honestly just leaving the house that gives me a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Like the act of doing so.
For me, it's like all the extra stuff you have to do because the world is inaccessible. It's like we end up having to go an extra block just to get in a building, and I'm like, I don't want to do all this.
Yeah. What was like your first big outing?
Packing up all your medical stuff, like your catheters. Yeah. Like, you need to put that somewhere, but you don't want to be carrying a big bag if you're going to be gone all day.
Was that your first big outing?
I would say so, right? No.
Maybe like a big, like with a crowd.
Yeah, maybe a first festival. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm very proud that you guys are still putting yourself out there. You know, it's just what you.
We're not missing out on things because we're crippled.
Yeah, no, not at all. If anything, like, it's actually kind of fun. Sometimes you get like the princess treatment. I call it princess parking. You know, because
I call it purple perks.
Yeah, woo! And it's, you know, little benefits.
Yeah, it's always like, don't call it that, stop.
That's so funny. Okay.
But it's true.
Brody, good boy, also said, being a quad, what keeps you guys sane or able to smile after after life changed so much?
Honestly, for me, it's just figuring out how to do other things you love to do. Or figuring out how to do things that you love just differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, depending. Certain things you just can't.
Just kind of what fulfills like our soul and makes us happy, right? Okay.
Like for me, I started writing more, reading more, and just like trying to do things that I like really love to do.
That's
Unfollow
good.
delete
Yeah.
things that are not.
Yeah, I think writing is so good. That's a really good outlet. Yeah. You guys should follow her. She is a very deep person, and I think very vulnerable, things that it's hard for us to admit. Shameless plug.
Yeah, we have me cheesing.
How about you, Ash? I'm so sorry if you guys hear me chew. My blood pressure just tanked, so I had to put like a snack in my mouth. Okay. So how about you?
Yeah, understandable. We understand what we're hearing.
Yeah. How about you, Nikki? Like what keeps you sane or able to smile after like life changed so much?
I don't know, I think I've always been like a goofy person.
So humor.
Yeah, so I think like humor, laughing about it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. That's what I think a big part about after you get a spinal cord injury is to remember that you're still you. You're still you. Despite all the changes in your life, you're still you.
Yeah.
And this injury didn't take that away from you.
Yeah, like it took away a lot, but it didn't take away the fact that
not the essence of you.
Yeah.
Not the essence of you, you know?
Exactly. Like, I used to be called Wonderful. That used to be my nickname at one of my jobs before the accident because I was always happy. So, now it's kind of like I bring that into life now. Like, just be happy. It's not easy, but it's like, just live each day.
I feel like you carry that with you still. I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, I love your humor.
Like,
yeah.
Make the best of your days too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's easy to mope, but like it takes work to like make yourself have a good day.
Yeah. You know, it sometimes it's just so difficult, but I think in those moments is like such a test of your strength, right?
It is. Sure.
So another question before we move on to the next topic: how long was it before you guys were comfortable going out?
We were going out pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, because we were going out when we were still in the hospital. Because we were in the hospital.
Oh, really? Rebels.
Chicago, so we were going to restaurants, eating.
You could get a pass to leave.
Yeah.
So we were leaving with our family and stuff.
That's good. That makes me happy to hear. Okay.
Even the rehab center took us to. I went to the aquarium one time.
Oh, okay.
That's fun.
That's good. I'm glad that you guys have been going out into the community, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. And I'm pretty sure it's a little easier when you guys have each other. You know?
I think so. It's like you always have someone there with you.
Yeah.
And we're
even
going just us two, like, in the summer when we couldn't see anyone, we would go to, like, restaurants together.
Yeah.
In our area, like, just roam around. Just me and her.
Yeah. Okay. So I was wondering, did you struggle with depression and anxiety before your injury as well, or more so after your injury?
I kind of touched on that I didn't before at all, really. Or,
oh, wow.
Yeah, or before. Afterwards, just been, like, anxiety for me. But I don't think that I struggled with that. But I feel like you can go.
How about you, Ash?
For me, I feel like Sam just put me on the spot, huh? I feel like for me, I struggled with depression like way back in like high school, and so I definitely understood mental health and all that, and dealt with like social anxiety and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's been enhanced due to your injury?
I would say my social anxiety post-accident has definitely been enhanced.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just mostly when I'm out in public though, because I don't like the idea of like people like staring at me, and I don't like big crowds.
Yeah. That's normal.
Yeah, I just feel like I like stick out like a sore thumb.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. I don't really think you do, you know? And what helped me is that I realized everyone has eyes, and they're going to look regardless, you know?
And I'm cute, so.
Yeah, I was just going to say there's a lot to look at.
Yeah, you cutie.
Yeah.
That's what I told myself. I'm cute. That's why you stare at me.
Yeah. That's good, you know? It's good to give yourself those pep talks.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
gotta think that. All
Yeah.
three of us, okay? And
Yep.
you watching too.
Yep. All of you guys, you know, like everyone has some form of like insecurities or anxiety or depression, you know? And
Yeah.
it looks different for everyone, which is my next question actually. What does depression or anxiety looks like for you? You know, what did it look like when you were going through it?
Deep. Tammy getting deep.
I tried.
For me, depression, when I was depressed way back in high school, man, that was dark. That was
How
dark.
so?
It was like, I mean, that was.
If you're comfortable sharing.
No, I mean, I am. I wrote a whole blog about it way back when.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill myself
Yeah.
in high school.
Yeah.
And that was hard. Yeah, trigger warning. Sorry.
No, you know, people need to hear this.
And that was hard, and I got myself out of that, honestly. I went to college away. Like, I'm from Chicago. I went to college in a different state. And I really was, like, just by myself because no one from Chicago was there.
Yeah.
When I started becoming, like, happy again because I was able to, like, just, like, be alone and work on myself more because I was mostly by myself, besides like basically like starting a new life with like different people.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm nice, I'm being honest.
But
And
sorry, go ahead.
My mental health, I mean, I feel like everyone's always dealing with mental health because everyone, you know, has a health. And so I was always like dealing with it back and forth, but it got better, and then it was just like the normal, nothing like serious, just like in and out of sadness, good days, bad days.
Yeah. No.
And then now post injury, definitely dealt with like, I wouldn't say I was ever depressed just because I felt like depression the lowest I probably ever felt it, but I definitely was like sad about what happened and
Yeah.
thinking about all the what ifs and whys and all that.
Don't you feel like you had the tools to kind of go through the emotions since you went through such a dark phase before that, before paralysis?
Yeah, thankfully in rehab they did provide what did they call a therapist to talk to, so that was nice, and I did love my therapist. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to us. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was like the only resource, and I'm sure now if I like really did want to go to therapy, I'm sure that I could.
Yeah.
My insurance would cover it. So
Yeah.
if
And
you have
that's-
the resources, I would definitely always say use them.
Yeah. It's so important. You know, thank you for sharing such a, you know, deep and vulnerable side of your life.
Indeed.
Yep, that's why we're here. We're gonna dig deep. And first of all, if you guys have health insurance and you know there's a number on the back of your card, you can call that. And usually it's the line to your insurance company, and they provide you with a list that covers your with your kind of healthcare coverage, and they just give you a list of therapists. That's how I found mine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I can relate to you actually, is because I think I struggled with suicidal thoughts and feeling less than, to the point where I didn't think I was worthy of living. So when anything heavy or was overwhelming, was too overwhelming for me, I just didn't want to live anymore. So I can completely empathize with you, and I know the pain of that, And I'm so glad we're both here, and I'm glad we can talk about this.
Right. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing, and I'm just so happy, you're getting through it.
Yeah,
No.
you too.
Thank you. Yay, yes.
Right.
Yeah. How about you, Nikki? What does depression or anxiety feel or look like for you?
Mm, I don't know.
Oh,
I
well,
think,
you said you didn't really struggle with it, right?
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Um,
fine.
But how it looks.
I wouldn't know how it looks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she has a good head on her shoulder, guys. Which I'm happy, and that's fine, you know. Like, you don't have to be shy about it. I'm just happy, you know, you don't have to experience that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess since we're running on like low on time, I want to go to the next topic, which I think would be really helpful for all of us. The benefits and effects of social media. What do you find? What sorry. What do you find beneficial about social media within our disabled community? Ashley?
I would say there's a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
When you start to follow all the people in the community, I mean, we're all
Yeah.
pretty badass. If you say so myself, excuse my language.
Yeah. Nope. Go ahead.
But it's nice to connect with other people that are going through similar things as you
Yeah.
and understand it in a different way than someone that wasn't going through this would.
Yeah. Very like-minded, right?
Been very beneficial in that way, and then also like in terms of like disability advocacy,
Uh-huh.
that you can like see and like learn all these different things about disability rights and all that. I wouldn't know all that if it wasn't for social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause that's kind of how I started coming into contact with all that.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to see these changes in the world, not just for yourself, for other people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, these different like representations of disabilities.
Yeah.
Because I've even started following like other like people with other disabilities, not just spinal cord injuries.
Yeah.
It's really made me want to like just like learn everything. So I definitely say that was a major benefit.
Yeah, that's good. It seems like it's your niche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. That's really nice. That's really sweet of you, Ashley. I can tell, you know, this world means a lot to you, and I think you just want, you know, to bring healing to it, you know. Okay, so how about you, Nikki? What do you find beneficial about social media within our disabled community?
Definitely, like Ashley said, I think the community, like the spinal cord injury community, is
Yeah.
cool. Like, to meet everyone. Wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for social media.
Yeah.
Because there's really only a few, like handful of wheelchair users that we actually met in Chicago.
Yeah.
So it's like cool to see like all of
More
them in
people.
yeah, more people all around the world,
Yeah.
and get to connect with them and talk to them about like this life, because I feel like the community understands it.
Yep. Because we're experiencing it too.
And then another, like, social media has just been like, Ashley said, like a tool to like learn things that probably wouldn't have known, and
Also educate ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, you started your YouTube.
There's
Yeah,
so much resources out there, you know,
yeah,
and even peer support, you know. Exhibit A, like how we met, you know.
yeah,
Exactly.
It just
like,
works out so well.
Yeah, we met literally through social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be, again, it can feel so isolating living with a spinal cord injury, you know, so social media definitely helps.
Mm-hmm.
people to talk to, some friends.
Yeah. It's so healing and comforting when you can find people to relate to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can like talk to on a different level. than
Yeah.
friends and other
It doesn't
people.
feel as like, again, like surface level or just so superficial, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I feel like wheelchair users or people with disabilities were kind of humbled in a sense.
Yeah. Life humbled the hell out of us.
Yeah,
Right.
said sit
Yeah.
down.
Quite literally.
Exactly. Okay. Do you experience any negative side effects to your mental health due to social media? Like feelings of insecurities, inadequacy, jealousy, feeling misunderstood, anxiety, harassed? You know. Ash?
Wow.
I've never, for me personally, I've never felt negative effects of social media. If I ever, like, for me, the only thing about social media is that
Go ahead, it's
get
fine.
together. If I ever start to feel like I'm just scrolling just to scroll, I just, like, over time had to learn to, like, just put my phone away.
Me too. Yes. By then it's kind of like overwhelming, right?
Yeah, and I've definitely I've gotten better at that, but I've never, like, felt the negative effects, like how people talk about, like, when they get sad, because if I have a hater, like, block, delete, and
Yeah.
you're a stranger, so you're not gonna bother me.
Yeah. No. I asked that question because I do struggle with it, and it's funny because Nikki had mentioned something about like it's so easy to like support people. Something about a hater, and I cringed. I was like, oh my god, that used to be me. And I want to be honest that I created Resilient Women Wednesdays because I wanted to counter my my struggle with jealousy and feeling inadequate. I do struggle with comparing myself to other quads or like I wishing that I can do what they did or afford or it's gotten better, and I feel like through this outlet and even meeting you girls, it it reroutes my negative way of thinking and my old bad habits, because yeah, I used to be a low-key hater. I didn't like I, I don't enjoy it, but it's just I was so insecure about myself that I compare myself to others, and I felt like I needed to compete. But there's space for everyone. So I'm glad you guys talk about those things because you know again, I want your guys' level of confidence.
You do, you should, because you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, Nikki, do you experience any negative side effects to your mental health due to social media? Feelings of insecurity, inadequacy, jealousy, misunderstood, anxiety, and harassed?
Not really, no. I don't feel like the negative effects. There was the point when I first got injured.
Yeah.
That I was, before the accident, I was like on a health kick, like
Yeah.
going to the gym. And I was following like a lot of fitness people, like a lot of and when I got back on like social media after my accident, I had to unfollow all of them because it was making me feel like I was having that moment where I was comparing myself, like I'll never be able to do that now.
Yeah.
Like the leg workouts.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And even at the time, I couldn't even like lift. So I was like, this is not even, I don't want to see this anymore.
Yeah.
But I think now, like once I filtered that out of my social media and like started kind of filtering in what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Like disability advocates, just people like disabled women.
Yeah.
Like social media opened that world to me, like women with disabilities and just disabilities in general. Like,
yeah,
I think sometimes for the average like able-bodied person, they see like kind of one thing on social media.
Yep.
And this happened to me, like it opened up so many other people like there is to follow. Like there's so many different influencers that don't just have like a Coca-Cola shaped body.
Yeah.
There's people who have purpose, I guess.
You make
Not that
such
they don't
a
have
good
purpose.
point. That's such a good point, Nikki, because like you said, there's just one known standard of beauty, and well, first and foremost, I hope like I'm so in awe of your drive because I see how often you post YouTube videos. I see how vigorous you are with your workouts, and you do like stay on top of your health and on top of whatever is needed for your life, and I don't think again like that essence of you is not gone. I think you carried it with you into your your lifestyle now. So it's amazing. Yeah, you should give yourself a lot more credit. And then it's very valid to take care of yourself and unfollow whoever you need to for your peace of mind while you rebuild and work on yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't make you petty. It's just you prioritizing yourself and your mental health, and that's so important. So kudos to you.
Yeah, I mean, comparing yourself too is like
Yeah.
be rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did that too after the accident. I unfollowed a whole bunch of people and then
Yeah.
a whole bunch of
Yeah.
people.
And it's really
in this
nice to see like
community.
disabled women too. Like it was nice to see them dressing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys look snatched for women in wheelchair. I'm telling you, you guys look great.
Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome. Yeah, beauty. Like I don't know. I think we're all like so beautiful, you know, as whether like in a wheelchair or not. And I feel like we're more creative too, being disabled. Teaches you to improvise and, you know,
Yeah.
it's like a different set of skills.
Figure out what you
Different.
want to do.
Different.
Yeah.
We're
Mhm.
just built different.
Yes. Dude, every time I watch Bretman rock, I'm just like, dude, this is Ashley and Nikki. The way he talks is just so funny. That's all I see is you guys.
I love Berman Rock.
Yeah.
Ashley's always watching him. I don't
Yeah.
watch him. She loves him.
Yeah, he's so funny. I watch him at night when I can't sleep. Okay, so our last question to close this out. How do you like to utilize social media to your own benefit? Sharing positivity, spreading awareness, inclusivity, disability justice? Right up your alley, Ash.
You go first.
You want me to?
Yeah.
You do all the socials.
Oh yeah.
Social media for Ashley advocates a lot. I don't know why she wants me to go first, but she.
Well, you use it for YouTube. I thought you would.
I do YouTube
Yeah.
videos. That's been fun. Like, been a way to, I guess, teach, like, about this injury,
Yeah.
and also just about things that me and Ashley and I are learning on the way too as well. Has been
Yeah.
fun to do that. And then also just using like social media to like spread body positivity, like what else? Advocate for disabilities, speak on disabilities.
Advocate, tell our story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it can be. When me and Ashley first got injured.
For me, I always like to use my social media to just speak my truth. Because
Yeah.
I don't ever fake the funk.
Exactly.
I will tell my socials when it's a good day, when it's a bad day. I'm not just gonna always
Yeah.
be like showing you my highlight reel because
Yeah.
that's not
It's not
That's
real
not-
life.
honest.
Yeah, that's
I-
good.
I advocate for the disability community.
Yeah.
Because,
I think you advocate for the reality of life, you know.
yeah.
Simply put, you advocate for the reality of life, you know. It's nothing, you know.
I want to make my TikToks, have fun, make people laugh.
You guys gotta see her fleece snuggie.
Yeah.
He's always wearing.
Yeah.
It's so warm looking.
No, it'll be on after this. After this live,
wants
as
more
much as I
resilient.
love my resilience,
Thank you for wearing
I
it
have to
today.
put my snuggie over this.
Yeah. It's so funny.
You're done.
Okay.
Probably make some TikTok.
Dude, you guys have to see her TikToks. They're the best.
They're best.
Okay, so Nikki, how do you like to utilize social media to your own benefit? Sharing positivity, spreading awareness, inclusivity, or disability justice? I'm sorry, did you go already? Am I...
Sorry, I cut you off.
I feel like I advocate for the disability community. I like to share our story, my experience with this. Sometimes it is like a interesting mix between how much do you share and then how much don't you share.
Yeah.
Because I know for me is I can probably like share everything, but maybe not everyone wants to hear that stuff. But then you'd hope they wouldn't be following you.
Mhm.
But because I know that I can be a little bit raw and honest sometimes
Yeah.
and like blunt and straight to the point.
Yeah.
But I also feel like something that I do on my social media is like I went to school to be a teacher. I have never growing up or even in my schooling to be taught to teach taught how to teach children.
Yeah.
Have we been told how to teach differences when it comes to disabilities?
Yeah.
It's always race,
Yeah.
which, you know, of course you want to learn and educate on that. But it's crazy to me how little I knew about this world.
Yeah.
Before it happened to me.
Yeah. I think it's so important to have these conversations with kids and allow them to ask, you know. Parents are always like shushing them. I think they don't want to be rude either, you know, but I think the innocence and curiosity of a child is just so youthful and so innocent, you know. They should learn these things. And, you know, oh, speaking of being a teacher, Lil Money What says Nikki is a great mentor and Ashley is a great advocate, you know, and it's really true. So, you know, you guys definitely use your platform very wisely and very well, you know. So
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I try, you know, and I'm so glad to have you both on today. I was really excited for everyone to meet you. Aren't they wonderful? I love them. But all right, it's about that time to close out another amazing session. I'd like to thank everyone who's watching, and a special thank you to Nikki and Ashley for joining us today and sharing about their lives. You're welcome. If you enjoyed today's show, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get a notification for future episodes. Also, if you would like to shop at Resilient Apparel, I posted the link down below. All proceeds helps me forward ongoing physical therapy. Oh yeah, shameless plug. She's wearing my sweater. It helps me afford ongoing physical therapy.
Good quality.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so it helps me afford physical therapy and other medical expenses. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Bye, guys. Okay, I'll end it.